Hi guys, today we're going to talk about ex parte. Ex parte is a motion that someone files with the court asking the judge to make a decision, typically within 24 hours. So as you can imagine, it's pretty emergency type of based request. And usually in order to get it granted, in order to be even able to ask for it without sanctions, you have to have, number one, an emergency, and number two, if the judge wouldn't make a decision, an irreparable harm, basically without a court interference, it would be irreparable harm. So usually those decisions are made if something really bad happens. For example, if one parent get 51-50 and the other parent needs to take care of the child and is asking for sole legal physical custody. Sometimes there is so-called ex parte when both parties cannot reach an agreement to continue a trial and a client changing attorneys decides to hire another lawyer and that lawyer has another hearing on that trial date, then the new lawyer can file a request for order ex parte requesting to continue a trial date, or a request for order shortening time, meaning I would like to have a trial a little bit sooner or a little bit later. Either way, ex partes are, first of all, the form FL 300, FL 305, and then whatever local form requires to be filled out. The party who files the ex parte needs to give a notice, and I would double check with your local rules because they're all different. Typically, in San Francisco, for example, I reserve, let's say, a date on Tuesday at 1:45 in Department 404. Then I would need to give a notice and serve the paperwork, call the other side by 10 a.m. day before, and serve the paperwork by 1 p.m., and the other side has until 11 a.m. to file their responsive paperwork, and then at 1:45, the judge would look at the request for order, at the responsive declaration, and then make a decision. 99% of the cases, the court does not like ex partes and denies them because usually people misuse them and file them for different reasons. Because, for example, typical reasons why I see ex partes being denied. Parents talk about going to a wedding in summer and they know the wedding is going to happen, let's say 9 months in advance. They wait until last month and then they don't have an agreement to take the child to that wedding, let's say in whatever country, and they then file an ex parte saying the other parent is unreasonably denying me the request to go with the child to the wedding, and the court says there is no emergency. Another example would be a child is being enrolled in one school and the parent is waiting until the summer is done, and you have to enroll at the beginning of the year, and they file a month before the school starts to say we want the other school. No emergency, no irreparable harm. So when someone does file a request for order on an emergency basis and it gets denied, the other side is allowed to request so-called 271 Family Code section sanctions for unnecessarily increasing the cost of litigation. So the lesson learned in cases where ex parte is needed, and it's usually needed in domestic violence restraining orders where there is an irreparable harm, damage, abuse is happening. But that's a different topic. That's domestic violence restraining orders. I'm talking about ex parte within family court where you file, instead of restraining order, a request for order. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section down below. If you like the video, click like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next consultation. Bye!